Welcome to the solution of task. If you have already completed the task, that's great. If not, we will discuss the solution here. Let's start. So task was that we have to print a table by asking user the number. So for that, I will first of all ask a user for a number. We know that we use input command here. Then I will write here enter number, and whatever number user enters we will store it in a variable. Let's say number, it's a number variable. So I will create a for loop. As we know, we want 10 entries from 1 to 10. For value in, we can use range function in this. So we want to start from 1, so I will give lower limit of 1, and we want to end on 10. So as we know, we have to give one incremented digit here, so it will be 11 here. So range will give us a list from 1 to 10. Now we will multiply this number. As we know, in value we will get the list elements. So first there will be the first element, then so on. So I will just make another variable. I will name it multiply, which will be equal to value into number. So what we are doing here is we are multiplying number which user entered, that is the table number, with the value each time. So it will give us the solution. As we know, number here returned by the user is a string. So there is a function to convert this to an integer, because here we are multiplying value that is an integer with a number that should also be an integer. Currently it's a string because input will return as a string. So I will firstly change this number to integer. For that we can use a built-in function that is called int, and then I have to add these two round brackets here. So now int will convert this number that was previously string to an integer, and then we will multiply it with value that is already an integer, because we know range will return us a list of integers. In the next line we will just make the structure of our table, the each line of our table. So I will name another variable that is line. Now I will make a line here, line of the table, by joining different strings together. So first we need, in all the cases, first value will be number, because if user entered 2, it should be 2 into 1 is equals to, like this. The pattern should be like this. So I will say number, concat it with multiply sign. So I will give spaces behind and after so that there is a good presentation. Then I will concat it with value. So value will be changing every time. So like if we enter 2, it's 2 into 1, then 2 into 2, 2 into 3, and that's so on. So value, as you know, is in for loop, so it will change. Then we should have an equal to sign. Then I will concat it with the solution. As we know, at the end we should have the solution that is stored in a multiply variable, because we multiplied here and it is stored in multiply variable. So I will just add it multiply. Here we know that plus sign is used to concatenating strings. Here we know that plus sign is used to concat strings. But in this line we have few numbers. Like number is a integer and it's not a string. Multiply is also an integer and it's not a string. Value is also an integer, it's not a string. So we, by using plus sign, we can only concat strings. So I have to convert these integers into string. So we can again use a built-in function str and round brackets. So anything given inside these two round brackets of str will be converted into string. So now we are saying correct. This number, which was previously integer, is converted into string, then concatenated with this cross sign, and then value. Similarly, I will repeat string for this value as well, and I will for this as well. Now it makes sense because we are connecting strings rather than numbers. So this is a string, this is also a string, and these all are strings. So now I will just print each line. So as the loop will continue, every time new line will be printed with the values changed. So let's quickly run this and see our output. It is asking for a number. I can give 2. As you can see, it printed the complete table. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, until 10. If you want the 20 entries to be printed, I will just simply have to change the range here and it will print other lines as well. I will just add a colon sign here to just improve the quality. So now I will try giving it another number. Let's say I give it 5. It printed the table of 5. If I want 20 entries rather than 10, so I will just change it to the range limit to 21. So now the range limit is starting from 1 and ending at 20. So let's see. Enter number. You can give any number. Suppose I give 10. So as you can see, it printed 20 entries. So this thing is simpler with for loop. As you can see, we can do a lot more tasks using loops rather than writing simple code lines. So this is the benefit of for loops. You can find other benefits as well because this is a very useful component and it is used in many languages. So that's all for this session. Let's move to next session.